Hi guys! Today I'll be discussing the very basic differences between IELTS Academic and IELTS General. Now, this is a very common question when we look at the two modules of IELTS. So, I'll be telling you which one to take, when to take them, and what are the differences between them, and lastly, which one's easier. So, just to begin with, the purpose for taking IELTS Academic and General are completely different. IELTS Academic is usually taken for admission to universities, let's say to a foreign institution. For IELTS General, the purpose is usually for immigration or work visa. So they serve two very different purposes, which is why they are designed in such a way that the academic IELTS will be telling universities how good you would be academically in terms of English language, and the IELTS General would be testing how well you can adapt to a new country. So the IELTS exam has 4 sections: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. The speaking and listening tests are same for both IELTS General and IELTS Academic. However, the reading and writing are quite different. So this is the basic structure of the IELTS exam. Like I said, the listening and the speaking is the same for both. So let's start with the listening. The listening section would have 4 sections consisting of 40 questions in total, and you will have 30 minutes to complete the entire section. And if we look at the speaking section is a one-to-one interview with an examiner. It would consist of 3 sections and it would last only between 10 to 14 minutes. So the speaking section is actually quite quick, and you usually take the speaking test a day before the IELTS exam. Now let's look at the differences between the general and academic IELTS. So let's begin with the general reading. So IELTS General would have 3 sections, oftentimes 3 to 4 sections, whereas the academic has 3 sections. The general and academic has the same number of questions, and you get the same amount of time to finish the module. Looking at the difference between general writing and academic writing, for the writing task, you get 2 tasks. For general, task 1 is a letter and task 2 is an essay. For academic writing, task 1 is a report and task 2 again is an essay, just like the general writing, and you get about 60 minutes to answer the writing section. I'll talk about more about the differences between the reading and writing in general and academic in the coming slides. Okay, so for the reading passage, IELTS General versus IELTS Academic. The general module usually has 3 to 4 short passages that increase in difficulty and length. The topic of those passages are more general and everyday topics, such as advertisements to test your social survival, or job descriptions and contracts to test your workplace survival, and newspaper or magazines, travel brochures, just to test your general everyday, day-to-day English survival instincts. Now, for academic IELTS, it's quite different. The reading passages are again increasing in difficulty, and they're both very long passages. The academic style of top passages would be journal articles or textbook extracts. So they tend to contain a lot of technical, high-end vocabulary writing. And the texts are related to academic topics such as science or history and sociology. So they usually tend to be a little more difficult to comprehend compared to the IELTS general passages. Now let's look at the writing task. Like I said before, for writing task 1, in IELTS Academic, you have to describe and analyze a report. So it can be a bar chart, a line graph, pie chart, table, or a diagram, which would be given to you and you would be asked to write a report on them. However, for the task 1 of IELTS General, you just need to write a letter. And there are 3 styles of the letter that may be asked of you: a formal letter, a semi-formal letter, and an informal letter. Okay, now let's look at task 2. Now for task 2, a lot of people say that the academic topics and general topics are same, often similar. However, that's not the case all the time. The academic topics tend to be a little more difficult because they're more theoretical and based on academics. For example, you may get questions in the topic areas of marketing and promotion or space exploration and such topics. However, for the general questions, the topics are usually much easier than the academic ones. So what I mean is they are more common topics which are easier to write about, and it only tests your ability to express your point of view. So you may get topics such as the influence of television or computers and family life. For now, I hope you like the video. There's a lot more IELTS video coming up soon.